ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Kent Holste podcast right here on the home of the Kent Holste podcast, KentHolstePodcast.com, and as well as the YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you decided to click this link and join in the conversation, as today we are going to be talking about when to turn. There's so many examples of when we could use this example, and we're going to talk all about it when we get started right here on the Kent Holste podcast. Don't you go anywhere. Have you seen the Kent Holste podcast website yet? Well, now's a good time to check it out. It has so much to offer and so much to see. There's the podcasts, interviews, blogs, sports talks, the corner ropes, circle of friends, and so much more. Check it out right now. It's all at www.KentHolstePodcast.com. All right, everybody, welcome to the Kent Holste podcast. If you are a first-time listener, I'm so glad you decided to give this podcast a try to see what it's like. How this all works is we have a conversation about a topic, and we share our personal experiences of how these situations have been in our life, and we're positive. We don't knock anybody down. We're not rude, especially towards me. If you don't have anything nice to say about me or anybody, just don't say it at all. And I don't want to be that person that has to delete or block anybody, because that's not what this is about and was set up to be designed to be like, you know? So if you have anything you want to add to give advice to somebody who might need it for their life, to better their life, put that in the comment spot. If you enjoy this podcast at any time, please like, share, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell on the YouTube channel so you can be notified of all the new podcasts and other great things we post on here for you. So today we're talking about when to turn. And, you know, I was thinking about this topic because, you know, there's so many times in my life where I chose to turn, I turned too early, or I just didn't turn at all. And basically, we hear different examples of turning, whether it be in sports, you hear turning heel, or, you know, that's a whole nother subject. But, you know, there's times where we just need to realize when it's best to turn. And for me, I think this is one topic that I need to listen to more than once, if you know what I mean. So basically, you know, when we go through different struggles in life, and that's mostly when we deal with other people, right? We don't know when to turn, especially when it becomes into a big argument. We just don't know when to turn away and walk and keep our mouths shut, right? You know, my dad always told me to turn the other cheek. Be the bigger person. But I didn't necessarily always do that. I chose to turn the other way, not the right way, and decided to run my mouth, say something stupid, and just make things worse. And trust me, there was a moment in my life where I chose not to turn the right way. I turned the other way. I ran my mouth, and it didn't make things any easier for my life. In fact, caused me to lose a lot more because I said things that I didn't mean. I said things that jeopardized a lot of important things that now I really wish I had. And don't get me wrong, I always wish I had them. It's just when you're in that moment, and this is the point, and maybe I'm getting to the point too early, but I'm going to just say it. When we don't think about the way we need to turn, it can greatly affect our future and how everything moving forward goes. We have to figure out the right way to go in our life before we lose what's most important. And there's other times where we don't take the right turn, right? But we'll get to those examples in a little bit. The fact still remains is, why aren't we asking ourselves these questions about why do we rush to take these wrong turns within our conversations, with the way that we interact with people? Because the the thing is, we don't realize when we are frustrated, when we're down, we say things that aren't in the same light, the same aspect as we do when we're happy, when we're feeling good. You see, we make better decisions sometimes when we're happy, but when we're not, we take the wrong route. We turn the wrong way. And what we don't realize is when we say these things, if we're on the side where we're defending ourselves, we say things to make matters worse. We say things to hurt the other person to justify the pain that they are trying to give us. Or on the other side, the objective is to turn the wrong way without giving it a fair chance to listen, to understand. And we take that wrong road and we choose to come up with conspiracy theories. We choose to take the wrong route and we choose to say things that are not true about another person to hurt, to be destructive, to ruin their life. And all for what? All for what benefit and what gain? Just for that 5 seconds of feeling good? Just to have the benefit of gaining a possession or certain people? And those are the things that you have to live with. And you don't realize it then and there that the things that you say and the route that you go, the way that you turn, stays with you for the rest of your life. The lies that you say to other people to try to get them on your bandwagon, you have to deal with for the rest of your life. And the things that you're saying that may be true in your mind, but not real in reality, is only going to hurt yourself in the long run. You see, there's many different turns within our life, within our mind. What about when it comes to not just interactions with people, but the things that happen in our life, like a job? You get a job offer, and it's a pretty good one, mind you. But then all of a sudden, the reality is you have to come up with all these pros and cons about what turn you need to take within your job and your career. Do you take the turn where the money's good? It could benefit you in so many different aspects of being able to support yourself, your family. It could be able to get you to become stronger financially so you don't have to worry about unexpected bills or things that happen health-wise. It's a good thing. Or you choose the other way where without thinking, without considering, you just accept it. And what may sound so good right at first, because you didn't take that time to consider, to weigh in all the options to see if it really is a good fit, if it really is as good as it sounds, you quickly realize that not only did you lose out on what you had before you took this position, but you just made things harder for you financially. It's not fun where you have to figure out all these different turns in your life and in whether you choose to take the right way or the wrong way. I mean, there's so many things that gets in your mind. You feel trapped because you just don't know which turn you need to go. Maybe there's a middle route within this job picture that you're able to consider, that maybe you're able to sort of be in that new position, but also not, but help train, to help lead, to be whatever. Who knows? Maybe that's something else that weighs heavy, that there's more than one offer on the table. What do you do? What road do you take? What turn sounds the best to you after you take that time to consider it? Are you looking to join a good community with people that truly care about your feelings and emotions? Well, I encourage you to check out Kent Holste Podcast website, where you can find Circle of Friends. Circle of Friends is a place to be a community, but more importantly, a family. This is a page to be supportive by sharing special events that are positive or even letting others pray for you. A place that people can come together without fear of being judged, no matter of race or disabilities. A time to be that person that takes the time to care for others when it's needed most. We are all not just friends, we are family. It's the Kent Holste Podcast website at kentholstepodcast.com with Circle of Friends. All right, so today we are talking about when to turn or where to turn. There's so many different turns that we have in our life, and the next thing we are going to be talking about today is driving. Maybe walking. For some people, asking for directions on which way they should turn in their life or on the road is something that they don't like to do sometimes. Isn't that funny? Just how we don't like to do it when we have our interactions with our friends, family, relationships, job opportunities. It happens everywhere, right? But the funniest thing I was thinking about is how TV shows always stress how the man never wants to ask for directions on which way to turn, right? Why is that? I know for a fact that there's some women out there too that don't like to ask for directions on where to turn, because everybody makes poor choices. It's a proven fact. We're all made where we're not perfect. As much as some people would like to put out there and act like they're God's gift to earth, that they're perfect, that they're never wrong, they're always right, that isn't the case. And if you think that, you're lying to yourself. The thing is, we always got to ask for directions on which way to turn. And the thing is we always need that person in our life who can help guide us. Maybe it's not a person at all. Maybe it's a computer. Maybe it's an electronic of some sort. I know for myself, I would be completely lost if I didn't have navigation. So if we have things that are at our fingertips, whether it be our phones that give navigation, or whether you're someone that has a navigation device that's in their car, or whether you've got one that's portable, the question is why don't we use our natural GPS for our life? And what do I mean by that? I'm talking about the friends that we have that we can count on, that give good advice, that can lead us toward what direction we need to turn. Or going to see a therapist and seeing which route he thinks or she thinks is best for us to turn. Or even better yet, the route I like to go is a pastor. Getting that wealth of knowledge of what Scripture has to say about certain turns and putting that into how you can use it today on which road that you should take. We don't think about these things when it happens unless we really need it. And our struggles that we have is we get lost without knowing which turn. And sometimes there's no turns at all. Sometimes it's straight and narrow. And sometimes those turns turn into fork in the roads where we do have these trials where we just don't know which one we should go on. And the thing is if we had the right navigation in our life, maybe, just maybe, we wouldn't have to worry about what turn. But then again, without having different options of which way to go, what would life give us? What would be the point? We always have to have some sort of option of left or right, A or B, because that's what makes life more interesting, right? But the true challenge through all of this is knowing that you made the right decision, knowing that you took the right turn for your life. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the biggest which turn you should take is with our own personal demon struggles. Don't you go anywhere. Hey everyone, I just want to take this time to thank you for tuning in to today's show. Without your support and watching these videos, this podcast wouldn't be where it's at today. And the same goes for the website as well, and the YouTube channel. So to help me out even more, if you haven't done so yet, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And don't forget to ring that bell so you can be notified when a new, amazing content comes out. Also, don't forget to check out all the other social media sites as well, and like, share, and comment, and subscribe there too. It all is being a part of this community where we can come together and show that we care for one another, so we can motivate and encourage others. So thanks again for tuning in, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the show. All right, everybody, we've come to that time where we need to get ready to go our separate ways and take what we've gotten from this and kind of share our thoughts about how this topic has been in our life. But the biggest thing I wanted to go out with on is mental health. The biggest turn that we've had since this virus is seeing people that we care about and we love fall into these wrong directions. People that have taken their own life. people that have decided to change their attitude and become very sour for say. But this is the thing. Our mental health is the most important part of our lives. And not knowing when to turn is the biggest struggle that we have right now. We think of our mental health as something that we don't want to admit that we have issues, that we have problems, that we struggle with our addictions with alcohol. We struggle with our addictions with drugs. We struggle with our addictions with gambling. There's so many things that we struggle with. But the thing is when we know we need to take that turn to get help. I encourage you that if you're one of these people that struggle with mental health issues, to seek someone that can help you. Take that right turn. Go into rehab. And the thing is when it comes to rehab, a lot of people get turned off. They get scared. They don't want to do it. And it could be for multiple reasons. It could be the fact that they don't want to risk losing their job. They don't want to lose having that freedom to go wherever they want to go when they can go. Maybe it's the fact that they don't want to risk losing the person that they're in a relationship with. Or it's just the fact that they see it as a sign of weakness. But the thing is when you're coming up with all these excuses, you're not taking the right road. You're not taking that right turn for your life. You're going the exact opposite way because you are feeding your mind with exactly what it's wanting you to do by coming up with reasons and excuses as to why you shouldn't take the right turn, the right steps for your life. You are capable of taking the right turn, and you are capable of taking that turn and making the most out of it. What's sad to me is hearing people say, I don't know if I have it in me. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I'm capable of being able to be open and honest with people that I don't know. Yes, you can. You can do it. Because taking that right turn to where you need to go for your life, you will see that you can. And the best part is when you go into these treatment facilities and you go and you interact with these people that chances are have the same exact problems as you learn very fast that along the road of your life, you will gain new friends, new family that will help guide you and make sure that you go the right way and take the right turns. Because yes, there are some that go to treatment and they're forced into it and they don't want any part of being honest or truthful to themselves. They take the wrong road. They don't take that right turn, but there's plenty that are there for the right reasons. That are there to better themselves because they know that it is time to be that person. To be that person that not just one person knows that they can be, but a lot of others. And if you're listening to this today thinking, oh, I'm one of those people that doesn't believe in myself. I don't have enough faith to believe that I can make the right strides to be healthy, to get where I need to go in life. Take the right turn. If you have to force yourself to go the other way because you're afraid, nothing's ever going to get better. But taking the right turn and knowing when to take that turn could be the biggest and best decision that you could ever make for your life. Think about that. Before I go, I just want to share one example about not being honest. Is when I went to treatment as a young kid, and even when I was in treatment in high school, I would find ways to lie, to find ways not to find a reason to be honest, so I could get out of treatment early. So I didn't have to be honest with my feelings and my emotions. And the issue with that was, of course, is the obvious. I hurt myself because of the things that I could have learned if I took that time to take the right road and to do things the right way. Maybe things would have been differently in my life. Maybe I wouldn't have gone through so many troubles in my life if I just would have learned the keys to be successful, to learn how to be a good person and to be that person that I talk about so much now, of having understanding, to be able to listen to others' concerns and not get defensive and be able to respect that just because things don't go the way I expect or want, it's not the end. But the issue remains is I chose to turn the wrong way. I chose not to listen to the advice of people that have cared for me for so many years. And even to this day, they still care. They have chosen to turn on that road to be there for me through thick and through thin. And the thing is I disrespected them by not listening, by not taking their advice and living the way that I should have by going on that right turn and making sure that I was going on the right turns for the rest of my life going forward. So the question is, why give yourself the chance to take that turn and have the regret, the hurt, the pain from not taking to what others have to say about that advice of what turns you should make? Because if you don't, you're going to keep swerving left and right and all over the place, and you're going to go into ditches, and you're going to crash, and you're going to fail, and you're going to question and say to yourself, why did I cause so much damage when I could have just listened? The answer to that is being aware. Being aware of what's in front of you, the choices that you make, the people that you surround yourself with. And if you choose the right direction, the right turn for your life, you won't have any crash and burns. You'll have success. So if something I said today kind of resonated with you and you're like, oh yeah, I've been there, I've done that, talk about it. How did you prevail? How did you know when it was time to take that right turn for your life and make a difference for yourself? And what were the benefits? Talk about that. We've talked about many different things. We talked about our own problems. We've talked about others that create problems. We've talked about how the example of having a car or walking, a GPS, whatever. We've talked about how TV shows kind of give this perception that man is the biggest problem with accepting that they need to know what turn they need to make. And then the biggest thing that we just talked about is mental health. It was very brief, but to the point. Talk about it. Let's be a community. Let's join together and try to make this place better than what it is right now. Because as I look out my window, I see tons of people not making the right turn. I see a lot of people out there that are making the choice that is wrong. And the chances are they know that it's wrong. They choose not to see that there was a whole nother option that is way better. But also I see that there's a lot more people that aren't encouraging them. There's not enough people in this world that are wanting to talk and create a conversation to encourage other people. We just want to expect that the world is going to get better by itself. And the fact is, that's impossible. It takes a community for things to grow and to become strong again. And that's what this is about. So if you like this podcast today, like, share, comment, subscribe, ring that bell for all the notifications. And as always, remember to think and be positive. Do what you can today, not what you can't. And I believe in you. Don't you think you should too? And if you see someone who served our country, whether it be police, military, fire, or even the hardworking people in our hospital systems, give them a fist bump, give them an elbow, let them know how much you appreciate them. You never know how much they might appreciate that one random act of kindness. So do it today. And until the next time we talk, please remember to be safe and Happy New Year. Can't forget that, but most importantly, God bless.